Hello and welcome back. Sometimes we forget how easy it is, or how easy things can be when we can flip the script. I've used that before in a previous video, and what I mean by that is when you change the way you think, or I should say when your thinking changes, because you see the importance of it. So that's not what this video is about, though. I think this video is probably going to be, let's just say it straight up. This is the topic, and what I'm going to say is the most important thing that every and each human being on this planet needs to hear, but not just hear with the ears. Whether we believe it, which is not quite as good, or if we experience it and can identify, which is definitely where you want to go with this, both are going to be helpful on some level. But if you can have a personal experience of this, which we all do, and this is the funny thing, let me just get right into it. So 9 years ago, 8 years ago, going on 9, spiritual awakening. I've mentioned that before. About 2 or 3 years after that, Kundalini thing, bam, made a video about that. And what this video is about is what I learned after that Kundalini experience. What has been the culmination of everything that I have experienced since that original awakening, that Kundalini experience, and then now. There's one thread that has stuck and has been the most eye-opening. Okay, I'll just get to it. I can hear everybody now. Back to the point. The ego. It's need. I understand. I do. When I was on the other side, I had this experience of complete vastness, in distance that went on forever, yet there was no distance. It was black completely. I could see it somehow, even though I didn't have a body, and I was in my body at the same time, but that's not the point. And also, everything was lit up. It's as though there was a light source, but from somewhere, from something, but as if the light was everywhere. So it's like a black that's lit up, if that makes no sense, which doesn't look white. It's black, but it's almost like a hazy. Anyways, in that experience, when I was that, I had the knowing that I knew everything. There was no need. It would be ridiculous to ask a question. The thought would never come to mind, wouldn't be a part of that experience at all. That's one of the things I remember. Let me just build this up here. So I felt a deep fulfillment and peace. There was peace radiating in that experience. There was love, everything you could imagine that was good. It would be impossible to have any negative experiences at all in that state. So what I'm trying to say is that state of being, that feeling of peace, vastness, and just silence, if you will, is here now. As a human being, it's here for everybody. That's how it's inside of us. We are that. We're here, but we can now experience the world as an experience. But the point of the message is that is still here. We get. We get wrapped up into how noisy this stuff can be, what you see, what you think, the heart, the hands, what hurts, what's happening, what's going to happen. The whole experience of the human body is loud. So it just draws your attention away. But if you turn, this is what I've noticed. This is the thing here. It takes a manual shift or a manual releasing, and then you return back, which you never left from. That's the thing. That's the message I'm trying to say here in the message, in this video. We're connected with God. Now, you are part of it, always. And I use the word God. It doesn't matter what word you use, and I need to say this because today that word has been, even to myself when I say it, I have a kind of a negative connotation in my mind. It doesn't sit well inside my body. So use whatever word you want. I just want to say that it doesn't matter, but there's something there that isn't here. So it's not there. It's actually there's something everywhere. It's kind of our default, and it's the source of all our joy, all our happiness. And we just get confused sometimes because we take all of this too seriously. And when we take it that seriously, we ultimately lose the importance of. We forget how important it is to let go, to shift your attention to that peace that's there. Sometimes when you're really mad, you just want to hurt yourself, so you won't even allow yourself to look at the peace. I'm not talking about using this in really dark situations that you're going through. Sometimes you have to go through what you're going through. That's just the way it is. But it's been my experience that if you can remember this by bringing your attention to the peaceful feeling that's there, you don't have to look hard to find it. It's just not as noisy, okay? If you can bring your attention there and keep aware, any emotion that comes over you has less of a chance of taking control of you. Any emotion that becomes a wave of energy that almost wants to possess you, you can see it. That's the thing. You witness it before it grabs a hold of this physical form, and then once you feel emotionally invested into what it is you're thinking through the body and mind connection, then it's almost too late. You have to ride the storm. But when you remain connected, because we're always connected, that's the thing. And it's not an escape. I'm not trying to say use this to run away and escape from what you're feeling, but it doesn't make sense to allow yourself to fall deeply into a mess all the time. Does that make sense? It can be a habit. I know it can be a habit of allowing yourself to feel bad. It's the way the human brain is wired. You're more likely to remember a negative comment that someone said to you than a positive one. It's just the way we're made. So it takes a bit of effort to keep your attention from being swallowed up. And a good place to bring that attention is a place that I believe we all, and I say I believe, because ultimately I don't feel that you can know anything really. So you might think, well, why even say this? Why even make this video? Because I was there. I don't know what else to say. I have no other word to put in there but to use that to just straight up, this is because I was there. I was there, and it feels exactly the same there as it does right now. And I didn't fall asleep in between. I was there, and then when the experience went away, poof, and that same spaciousness, everything, that love, like, it's all still here right now. It never went. It's almost as though that experience was to say, don't, like, hey, this is how things are. This is the spirit side, and then poof, you have the human side, and they're both now. Which is kind of cool. We're basically that, and then we're wearing like a skin suit. It's like you put on a human suit, and then all of a sudden you can perceive things that are there, where without the human suit, there may be other suits, I don't know, but without the human suit. I know there's a light body. I've been in there, just an orb of light. Without the human suit, you're just in that instance that you're. It felt like the ultimate in that experience. It felt like there was no higher. It felt like that's the baseline, if you will, of consciousness. You know, like the when the computer is not doing anything, it's just base, and then everything else is like a program. And does that make sense? It was pretty cool. So I just wanted to share with you that peace is always here and now, and I say it in almost every video. It's now, here, right now. And sometimes it takes different doorways to enter that feeling. What does it feel like? Well, how do I generate the feeling? There's a way that is the same. It feels the same. So here's a door that I can open for you. If you'll walk through it, it's what does it feel like to listen to all of your senses at once? And then listen. Listen to the world through your body. Not necessarily what you see and think, but more smell, touch, and not focus on one. Just listen. The thing is, once you find something and your brain focuses on something, it kind of closes, it narrows you a bit. That spaciousness becomes more narrow, and now you're into the mind. So just the open listening, and it's immediate. And a person is going to say, that's it. But in that state, you were peaceful. For even if it was half a second. Even if the mind is there, that's the point I'm trying to make. Even if your mind is going on and saying things, that peaceful state is still there. And we forgot how important it is to rest our attention there, because that's where actual restfulness comes from, and that sensation of feeling fulfilled. It's not from something you get, but it's from flipping the script so that you're aware of the sensation of peace, so your awareness of it radiates through your physical form, relaxing your nervous system and allowing you to feel the peace by lowering the noise of the human experience. This is a great song, and if you've noticed, I use it a lot. Let me show you here. A song called Bluebell. Can you see that there? By Mettaverse, M-E-T-T, not one T. There's a difference, not the Facebook one. He had that name before they turned to Meta for Facebook. Anyways, just want and here let's just live. This is where I live. I don't live in the same place I used to anymore. Well, check it out. Look, there's a little bit of things on there. That's it. That's the way it goes. Big window, chicken coop. Got a lot of stuff growing. Oh, tomato plants. So, if you've made it to the end of this video, I leave you with that. And wherever you are around the world, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace.